The New York Giants have once again been embarrassed on Sunday and continue to be the laughingstock of the NFL. In Sunday's home game against divisional rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Giants played one of the worst games of football I've seen in a long time, resulting in their 28-3 loss. They had a total of 119 yards in the game for offense, so to say they couldn't put together on that side of the line may be understating things. However, what makes this performance truly embarrassing was that it was against their former star and face of the franchise, Saquon Barkley. Saquon, in what most would call a revenge game, went off on the Giants, totaling himself 187 yards in one game. That's 176 on the ground with 2 TDs, then another 2 catches for 11 yards. What makes this performance even crazier is that he didn't play in the fourth quarter. Saquon alone outran, outscored, and outgained the entire Giants offense, 187 yards to 119. The departure of Saquon from the Giants hit pretty hard as he left for their divisional rival, and that hit the franchise pretty hard. Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. were 2 of the lone bright spots on the offense for some time, and to get torched by Saquon really hurts. Giants owner John Mara is going to be taking this especially hard, as he was quoted on Hard Knocks earlier this year saying, "I'll have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that." Well, get your melatonin, I guess. In a conversation with GM John Shane, Mara would go on to say that Barkley is their most popular player by far. Bad news for Mara, because he definitely isn't going to get much sleep after this game. Joe Shane should have to worry about his sleep schedule, however, because he should have plenty of time at home next year or even sooner after not giving their franchise star an offer last year. Fans were obviously bitter about the departure, booing Saquon during the game. Prior to the game, there was even news about fans burning Saquon jerseys in the parking lot. If that doesn't motivate a player, I don't know what does, and at that point, you're just poking the bear. I understand the point of booing a player, but really, they need to be booing management for letting him walk and putting this awful product on the field. Honestly, I can't blame Saquon for leaving, as the Giants had no chance to win a Super Bowl, and he went to a place which actually had a good offensive line. When you're actually getting gaps made for you during the game, it's an easier opportunity to excel and hopefully compete. With all that being said, I really need to talk about the mismanagement with the Giants and how badly they've dropped the ball for pretty much the entire Daniel Jones era. It's been 7 long seasons for Giants fans since drafting Jones with the 6th pick in the 2019 draft, and I don't know if I've ever seen the type of roller coaster that Danny Dimes has had. For the first 3 seasons of his career, he has looked bad. I think his most memorable moment was a low light. Jones takes the ball in a QB-designated run from his own 12-yard line. He finds space in the open field, sprinting, has the end zone in sight, and he just trips. And this play was really the epitome of Jones in his time with the Giants. Next season, conveniently, in a contract year, he actually puts together a solid enough season, forcing the Giants to make a decision to re-sign the signal caller to a 4-year, $160 million contract. A questionable decision at the time, which obviously now looks far worse. Jones and the Giants are right up there with the Browns when it comes to wildly inefficient quarterback play. I would have loved to see a QB competition between Jones and Deshaun Watson, because I have no idea who would win that thing. Jones just doesn't look like an NFL QB most of the time, and it's a major problem for the Giants. He misses routine throws on a frequent basis to the point where his wide receivers are already complaining. Malik Nabers, who has managed to look like a star even with Jones at quarterback, was vocal about his displeasure, saying, "Watch the target tape, I was open," and he wasn't wrong. Part of the problem with Jones and the offense as a whole is one that's not easily fixed, and that's the offensive line and their inability to protect Jones, who was sacked 7 times against the Eagles. This has been a problem for most of Jones's career, and I think oftentimes it's also on Jones and his genuine lack of any pocket presence and ability to sense pressure. Jones and the Giants have been consistently near the top every year in sack numbers, and a good quarterback should be able to make up for deficiencies along the O-line. Jones simply cannot. If it wasn't for the threat of Jones being mobile and an above-average runner, these numbers would be even more troubling. Unfortunately, an offensive line isn't something you can just snap your fingers and fix, so this is going to be a problem for a while. Jones was once again named starter for the Giants matchup against the Steelers Week 8, and I think with a couple more showings, we may see Drew Lock in action, or even 2023 media darling Tommy DeVito, who brought some life into, well, a lifeless team. None of these guys are the answer in my opinion, and I expect the Giants to be looking forward toward the 2025 draft for a new QB to play with Neighbors, but with a dead cap hit of just over $22 million, I expect Jones to be playing for another team next season as well. To emphasize how poorly Jones has been, the last time he threw a touchdown in front of home fans at MetLife Stadium was New Year's Day 2023. That's over 650 days ago. Now, to be fair, Jones did miss a majority of last season, but that stat is truly pathetic. An even funnier stat is Saquon Barkley has more touchdowns at MetLife Stadium this year than Jones. Saquon has played 1 game with 2 touchdowns. Jones has played 4 games at home and has yet to pass or throw for even 1 TD. But how do you feel about Daniel Jones in this situation? How do you feel about fans booing former players? Let us know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like, and if you want more content, there's a new basketball, football, and hockey video on screen right now. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.